Welcome to the Villamere Inn. If there's anything I can get
watch
you, just let
I
me
don't
know.
have to take that from you.
Whoa.
Nah, I don't think so.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, we have just entered into an inn, and there is a fight breaking out in front of us. Of course there is. Of course there is. You know, what else would you expect in the inn? Well, let's go speak to the innkeeper first of all, see what's going on.
If I were you, I'd keep away from the barrow on the east side of town. It's haunted.
Tell me more about this haunted barrow.
There ain't much more to tell. They're haunted, and you should stay away. Look, I've seen one of the spirits with my very own eyes. When it glared at me, I swear it burned right through my soul.
Interesting. Do the spirits haunt your town as well, or do they just stick to the barrow?
Fortunately, they seem to be sticking to the barrow.
That's good.
I think they're guarding it.
Guarding
Certainly
it?
isn't helping my business any. Who'd want to rent a room anywhere near a haunted barrow?
I mean, you've got a very fair point, but you know what? I'm an adventurer. I could investigate that for you.
If you think there's anything you can do,
Yeah,
be
sure.
my guest.
Sure, why not? Why not? Where can I learn more about magic?
Sir, I've got no interest in magic users. No use for their kind at all. They're way up north in Winterhold, and that's fine with me. I don't even like our Jarl having a court wizard.
Seems like you've got a problem with magic users there, sir. They will never explored the barrow, though.
About a year or two ago, some fella named Windelius came through. Said he was some kind of a treasure hunter.
Treasure
I
hunter?
warned him not to go in there, just like I warned you. The very next night, we heard screams from the barrow, and that was it. We never saw him again.
Never saw him again. Oh shit. Looks like that barrow is, you know, very dangerous place to go. What can you tell me about High Hrothgar?
The Greybeards are a solitary lot. I don't think they've ever ventured outside their monastery. We get the occasional pilgrim passing through here on their way to the summit, but almost all of them have returned disappointed.
Got any leads?
Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter.
Oh, I love more quests, you know. Love more quests. What are you going to sell, though?
Drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry.
Can I sell you any more of my stuff? Because I'm running out of space. Hey, I can give you some venison. Oh, I can give you all the mead. Oh, I'll give you all the mead. Give you all the sacks of flour. Anything that weighs more than like... Oh, all that wine. You can have all that wine. Honestly, you can have the venison as well. Anything that weighs like more than 2.5 is really not worth it. So the ingredients are worth it. So, yeah, do you have any ingredients? 2 salt piles. I'll buy those 2 salt piles off you. Thank you very much.
Keep your eyes open in the barrow. That's how they get you.
Okay. I am sure it is. Hey, who else? Hello there. Draki?
If there are 500 steps to each marker, then maybe... this is pointless. Taraki cannot rely on shortcuts.
What do you think of Iverstead?
There are many rumors here in Iverstead of ghosts and haunted barrows. Taraki wonders what is the real danger. The spirits or the gossip?
Gossip? What's on your mind?
Taraki is wondering if the Greybeards even exist. No one has ever seen them. Not even Klimek.
Klimek? Who's
Perhaps his
Klimek?
packages are taken by the rats.
I suppose it's the least I can do for you.
Any thoughts on the townsfolk, though?
This is a good place to hide one's identity, no? Iverstead attracts those who cling to lofty ideals. They never suspect our faces are too.
I'll tell you, Wilhelm.
If I could sweep her away from here.
Fair enough. Have you heard any news or rumors about going on?
Oh, you made Daraki lose count again.
What the hell are you doing?
Perhaps one day, but no.
Sugar and sands.
Sugar? Oh dear. Is there anything I can help you with?
Yes, perhaps you
I
can.
love how his eyes go boom.
There is something foul afoot, friend. Daraki can smell the stench of betrayal in the air.
Okay. I don't smell anything.
Your nose is not attuned to deceit. Daraki smells the lie, but he cannot confirm it. To some, an unconfirmed lie is the same as the truth. But Daraki is not the kind to agree to something simply on faith.
Perhaps it would be best if you explained your dilemma in detail.
Daraki talks of the steps to High Rotkar. Many travelers come to walk the pilgrimage of the 7,000 steps. Yet Daraki finds that number peculiar. Do you not find it odd that the number is so round?
That's
Was the
true.
path altered to match the myth? Are the steps not all the same size? I have found it difficult to believe, based on my calculations, that there can be any more than 6,972 steps.
Interesting. Guy, we're having a conversation here, mate.
I'm not going
Yeah.
to break my word.
I don't know. I never thought about it, to be honest.
Many think this way. They choose to believe something based on faith. Daraki did the same once. He will not make that mistake again. The steps must be counted one by one. It is the only way anyone can be sure.
Okay. Okay.
I think you should continue with your performances.
What's the point? I'm not very good, and it's only for the same few people every night.
I think you
Why
played
is the number of steps so important to you?
a shame.
It is about trust.
All right.
You see,
I suppose
Daraki
it's the
did
least I
not
can
come to Skyrim alone. His childhood friend Adanya was by his side. Adanya had heard Khajiit caravans were thriving here. She begged Daraki to come with her. Adanya had promised Daraki that she would never leave his side. She vowed that she would never leave him alone in this cold, terrible place. But that was a lie. We had come through the gate to the
Yikes.
south from Cyrodiil. We followed the road north when we were ambushed by bandits. There were so many of them. Daraki did not know what to do. That is when Adanya did a terrible thing. She pushed Daraki into the trees, threw herself at the bandits, and Daraki, he saw her die. And all he could do, all he did, was run.
Oh, that's bad.
I think you should continue with your performances.
What's the point? I'm not very good, and it's only for the same few people.
That's
every night.
terrible. I'm sorry for your loss.
I think you played
Forgive me.
It would be a
Daraki has said too much.
All right.
His only concern now is that his trust is not betrayed again.
Alright, you'll convince me. I'll count on them.
Really? This is most fortuitous. Daraki had almost given up all hope.
I love how his eyes
But
light up.
do not rush. Take your time and return when you have an answer.
Oh, I will do. Started the conspiracy of the 7,000 steps. Not finished with you there,
Sugar
sir.
and
Haven't spoken
sands.
to Fastred yet.
Have you any other conspiracies you've unraveled?
Daraki has heard that the two is the language of dragons. What if the shout heard from High Hrothgar was not made by man?
You should follow your
It may
heart.
be a clever trap set by the World Eater himself. The Dragonborn would do well to keep this in mind.
Fair
Until
enough.
next we meet.
You were very, very pleasant to talk to. If you
Need something?
were not in on our conversation, you pushed him out of the way. What a tit.
You see those warriors from Hammerfell? They've got curved swords. Curved swords.
Anything you can tell me about High Hrothgar?
I've always fancied a journey up the 7,000 steps to the monastery. Anything to break the boredom of living in this town. I envy you.
What's on the menu?
Depends. Are you thirsty? Hungry? Both?
Oh, you sell food, okay. What do you play?
I play the lute. If you'd like to hear something, it only costs 5 gold.
That sounds reasonable.
Thank you, my lord.
What are you gonna play?
Have you spoken to Fastred yet?
Ah,
No, I'll tell you, Wilhelm. If I could sweep her away from here tomorrow, I'd do it. But Klimek still has so much to learn.
Klimek is doing just fine. You should follow your heart.
Perhaps one day, but not today.
who else is in here? Drunkard? Oh, who are you? Need to be able to see you better. Hi there. Do we want to speak to anyone else? Or are we done?
Is it absolutely necessary for you to bother me right now?
I would say so. Anything you can tell me about High Hrothgar?
Klimek brings food supplies up to them once every few weeks, when the weather permits it. Other than that, they seem like a quiet lot. Don't really know too much about them.
Well, you were about as useless as...
What a boring conversation.
Continue with your performance.
I mean, you gave a boring answer,
What's the
so...
point? I'm not very good, and it's only for the same few people every night.
I think you play beautifully. It would be a shame if you stopped.
All right, Wilhelm. I suppose it's the least I can do for you.
So I spoke to you, anyone? Or is this guy over here the last one to speak to?
Ah, a fellow traveler. Have you come to Iverstead to climb the 10,000 steps?
10,000? I thought it was 7,000. It's unlike a Nord not to know how many steps there are.
Right is Rain's hand. I may be old in years, but I don't know much about the world outside Riften.
Oh, you're from Riften. Okay, How long have you been away from home?
10 long years, pilgrim.
10 years.
I left the city to deliver a letter, of all things, and I got a little lost along the way.
A little lost.
I don't think Paul Agnes is going to make it to the wedding.
Wow. When do you plan on returning?
Actually, I hope to make this my final detour. I've been told the city is just a stone's throw to the east. Of course, I've never had the best aim.
No, if you've been gone for 10 years. Holy damn. How come you never learned about the world outside of Riften?
Simple. I grew up in an orphanage. Never got what you would call a traditional education.
I mean, that makes sense. Is the orphanage why you left Riften?
Yes and no. I don't begrudge the place, but it did leave me a little green around the gills.
I haven't been to the orphanage yet.
You have not met Greylord the Kind.
Nope.
Now that is a hag. Although really, I mean that as a compliment.
If I could
What?
sweep her away
Okay.
from here tomorrow, I'd do
Some claim Glera of the Kind is a hag raven in her own right. Okay.
This may sound odd, but I like Greylord. Her tough love made me into the man I am today.
but not today.
You like Grelod the Kind?
of course. She's strict, mean, and has little patience for noisy children. Everything a parent wants in a teacher. Naturally, I
Okay.
didn't always think so. When I was little, there were many times I wanted to do Kulela harm. I even tried to bribe a guard into killing her by offering one of the orphan girls as payment. In the
Wow.
end, I am thankful the guard didn't turn me in right then. How foolish a child I was to think I could convince an adult to commit murder.
I mean, stranger things have happened. That was wrong of you, but what's done is done, as it makes for a good story.
You're right. I've enjoyed our talk. May you craft your own stories as you continue your travels.
Indeed. Have you got any other stories?
I think I saw
I
it
thought-
again. That ghost
Any other stories?
over by the barrels.
That thing's evil, Lily. I told you to keep away
Alright then.
I'm sorry.
When I passed by Journeyman's Nook, I met a college wizard who was trying to brew a more potent ale. Ha! If that's what they teach at the college, I should have become a mage.
How is everything with you?
Good. My feet are sore from travel, but pain is proof of life.
I mean, I guess.
Feeling a bit nostalgic. 10 long years I've been on this journey. I want to return to Riften, but at the same time, I don't want to see it end.
I mean, 10 years is still one hell of a journey. What have you learned in your travels?
Well, I've mostly learned it's dangerous. There are more than beasts out there in the wilderness. Ever seen a hag raven? Witches with faces like wrinkled potato skin.
Okay. I appreciate the concern, but I can handle the perils of the
You
road.
must be strong. It's an admirable trait, traveler. Because strength isn't something that's easy to earn. It took a long time before I had enough courage to face a hag raven, even if they were practically family.
Practically family? What? What? Do you mean by hag ravens being family?
When I was a boy, the other children used to tease me because of my name. Said my mother was a hag raven queen. Prince Hag Raven, they used to call me. Little bastards can be cruel. But if they ever saw a real hag raven, they wouldn't be so quick to jest.
Fair point. Any other interesting stories from your
I have a
travels?
few, if you'll indulge me. In my journeys to the north, for instance, I found a palace with domes painted like the night sky. There were towers that touched the stars overlooking oceans as blue as sapphire. Yet the true jewel lies in the pit of the city dungeon.
I'm not very good, and it's only.
What do you mean by that?
Inside one of the cells is the most beautiful damsel you will ever lay your eyes upon. But her voice is dirty with pain.
Right, Wilhelm.
She had been beaten and
Suppose
tortured.
it's the least I can do.
Yet through it all she faces those who greet her with dignity and pride. Yet I sense beneath her tough veneer that there was a twinge of sorrow. Not for herself, but for those on the battlefield she cannot save.
Any more stories?
I don't have a tale
I'm enjoying
offhand,
this.
but I can tell you of how I learned to craft them. You see, early in my childhood, I had the dislike of names. They never really described anything.
How do names fail to describe things?
Well, take Riften for example. Does the name tell you about its people, its culture, its history?
Not
Does
really.
it describe the dampness of the air as it wafts in from the canals, or the leaves that roll down from the sky like autumn tears? Names do not make a city, and they do not make a man.
Unless you're an Argonian, those names are often literal.
Not really. If my name was Blue Eyes, sure, it wouldn't be wrong, but it wouldn't tell you very much about me.
I mean, I take it your desire to be descriptive is what helps you craft stories.
Yes, but wanting to and knowing how are two separate things. When I was young, a beggar in the Ratways, a former explorer, used to tell me tales of his travels. Knowing my history, he always made an effort to be as descriptive as possible, to use his words like a painter uses a brush.
So we taught you how to read and write.
Neither. He taught me how to paint.
Okay then. I feel like he's gonna have like 20 million stories, but sure. Let's hear another story. Why
This
not?
isn't a story, but some information.
Okay.
To the west at the source of a river, I found a marsh jutting out from the surface. If I knew how to swim, I'd see what's attached to it.
Huh. Any other stories?
I once visited Rorikstead because I fancied the song about Ragnar. Strange to find a town named after a still living person. Rorik of Rorikstead. I guess that's why they call it Old Rorikstead. Must have had another name. Unless the song isn't as old as I think.
That's true. That's true. Any stories from your days in the
I
orphanage?
prefer not to talk about those days. I appreciate the hard lessons Greylout taught me, yet I am in no hurry to revisit them.
Yeah, I don't blame you on that one. Any more stories?
Very well. I would tell you of the far west, where there are mountain peaks striped with rivers of stone. The air is thicker than a Jarl's waistline, and the wind rumbles like the breath of a dragon.
Wow.
I was lost in the clutches of night, with only the blood moon to guide me. That is, until I saw a fire, and a circle of tents tucked below the rock. Imagine my surprise when I approached the camp, and found 3 women in furs no larger than a hair's breadth, training their arrows at my throat.
What did you do?
I froze. I was intoxicated by beauty and fear. I thought I'd surely be dead. I wondered if there was a better way to die. Then a voice came cutting through the silence. It said, "You can shoot him in the neck, but he won't bleed. The blood's all below the waist." And just like that, I was saved by peals of laughter, the heartiest of which came from the man who saved me, a man who called himself King.
King? What the hell? Any more stories?
Sure thing, friend. Let me tell you about
God,
my
he's
days
got
as
so
a
many
brawler.
stories.
It was sans dusk, and I had spent my last coin on a bottle of cheap swill. I was still young and foolish then, and spent gold like a skiva eats cheese. To earn some money, I took to brawling in the taverns. The gold barely paid for the healing potions I needed to cure my broken bones.
How'd you manage to earn enough for food and shelter?
Well, I bought so many potions, the local alchemist took pity on me. She gave me a recipe on how to make new ones. Of course, idiot that I was, instead of learning how to make the potions, I sold the recipe. Then I
Wow.
went back to the tavern to brawl, and I lost it all to some big Nord cow. I was such a fool.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. You are so full of stories, sir, and I've thoroughly enjoyed our
Until
chat.
next we meet.
Until next we meet, indeed. Okay, we've spoken to you, spoken to you, spoken to you.
That ghost. It was over by the barrows.
That thing's evil, Linley. I told you to keep away from there.
I'm sorry. I was curious. I didn't believe the stories. I won't go over there ever again.
See that you don't. I promised to keep you safe, and I'm not going to break my word.
I heard the gourmets hiding out somewhere in Skyrim. You know, fella who wrote that cookbook?
Cookbook. Right, Lydia, I think we are done here. What time is it? That's 11 AM. Practically middle of the day.